Hey guys, welcome to Getting Over It. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or watch us on YouTube.
Hi guys, and welcome to Getting Over It. My name's Lucy. You might know me from Cavos Weekender and TikTok, the bundle of joy I am, and I'm joined with...
I'm Ellie. You'll probably mainly know me from TikTok. I just talk about everything boy related. My dating life is tragic, but that's why I'm here. And we've bonded over that, haven't we?
We have literally bonded. We've met each other a few times before this, and every time we see each other, we're there texting each other, and we're like, we are those girls that like talk about last night, and we're just like, we're so in tune with each other. We have so many stories to tell on guys. Dating, relationships, everything. It's not just dating relationships. We've got a lot coming in the podcast. So yeah, I thought we'd start off with Getting Over It, First Dates edition.
First dates. I mean, do you go on a lot of first dates, Lucy? I feel like you go on more first dates than me.
Yeah, I feel like obviously... I want to say newly single, but it's not even newly single now. I feel like it feels like. I feel like I should be going on more first dates than I do. But with first dates, it's that you really want to, but it's always a bit nerve-wracking. Do you, don't you? And for me, it's more getting past that talking initial point to get the first date.
Yeah.
Because who do you think should be asking who on a first date? That's my question for you.
I don't know. You see, it's difficult because I feel like guys sometimes aren't as on it as we are, and it's like they're never going to ask me. Like, we'll just be talking forever, like literally texting forever. But at the same time, I want a guy I want to feel like they're interested in me.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I feel like, oh no, like they don't even like me, and I get insecure.
Exactly. I just feel like I'm a big believer in if a guy wanted to, he would. So if he's not asking you out on a date, what's the reason?
Exactly. He's got a girlfriend.
Yeah. He's probably talking to loads of other girls, and he's thinking, I can't ask you on a date as well because I can't juggle it all. So I don't know. I'm a big believer in a guy has to ask you on a first date. So, but I feel as well... And this is where it comes to, have you met them in person or have you met them on a dating app?
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd say 100% of the dates where I've met them in person first, they happen. But when I'm talking to someone on a social media app, if they've like asked me out, I'd say 70% of the time they don't happen. Because you've not got that like loyalty, or you've not met each other, so it's not like you've got that excitement to see each other. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about meeting in person, meeting on an app, to initiate the date?
It's hard because for me personally, I'm attracted to people based on their personality and their vibe.
Same, 100%.
So I can't really look at someone on a dating app and think, I want to go on a date with you and we're going to get on. And then obviously you can chat a bit over a dating app, but it's not the same. Like, I do love, like, if you can, like, voice note each other and things.
Yeah.
Cause
I love a voice note.
Yeah.
They're so underrated.
Literally, they are,
so underrated.
They? But I feel like that's a better way of knowing if you vibe with someone, because otherwise it's like my worst fear is going on a date and having nothing to talk about.
I know.
Have you ever been on a date where you have nothing to talk about?
Well, you know me, I could talk to a brick wall. So
well, that's true, actually.
So I feel like that's never my problem, because I've recently started dating someone.
Okay.
So I've got a fresh story about a first date. But loads of people were asking me, are you nervous? Like, do you get nervous before the first date? Because I was actually getting ready on a TikTok live before I went.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the courage off everyone. And I was like, I don't get nervous for the date. I feel like I'm a good person on a date. Like I say, I could talk for Britain. So I never, if there is ever an awkward moment, I just ask something else or this and that. My thing with first dates is, what I get nervous for is that first initial meet. Like, do you hug? Do you kiss on the cheek? Do you shake hands? Do you like... And I just feel like that's why I like communication before a date, to get the vibe.
But do you ask them, like...
Yeah.
So are we going to hug?
Are we going to hug and say hello?
It's like when you're in, like, year 6 and you're, like, meeting your year 6 boyfriend. Are we going to hug today?
I know. Literally, like, yeah. So I always feel like that is my most nerve-wracking thing about a date. But do you get scared about having stuff to talk to?
Yeah, I do. I guess, well, I mean, I am a chatty person, but I think if I don't like... Maybe I'm a bit more brutal. Like, if I don't like a guy's vibe, I'm just not interested.
Yes,
like,
me too.
I need them to be funny. I need them to be charismatic. I need them to kind of lead the conversation. And if they don't, I'm just not really into it. So I think that's why it worries me so much. But 100% I get about the whole, it's really awkward when you go to hug someone. And then it's like, oh my God,
they don't go to hug.
And then on the lips.
Oh.
So awkward. Yeah, that's some biggest fear.
Do you look for a first kiss on a first date?
It depends on the vibe. I mean, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like, because I was thinking about this before the podcast today, I was like, would I expect a first kiss, like a kiss on a first date? And I was like, 18-year-old me, no, because I was shy, awkward, if we kiss, we don't kiss, this, that. But now I'm 25, if you're not kissing me on a first date, you're not interested in me, and I'm not interested in you. Especially if you go on, like, drinks first dates and things like that.
Inhibitions out the window.
So, yeah. Who should come up with the idea for the first date?
I mean, I think him, but at the same time, what if he came up with it and it was something horrendous?
Like a cinema date.
Oh
my
why
God.
do people go on a first date to the cinema?
Tell me you've not got a personality without telling me you've not got a personality.
So you're going to meet someone, do the awkward greeting, and then sit in silence.
Silence, leave. Someone's going to go, oh, did you like him? What did you find out about him?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
What's his name?
I don't like that. Do you know what I mean? No, if you asked me to the cinema, and I do, and like, to be honest, that would put me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I'd be like, if I really wanted to see him, I'd have to suggest something else. So I feel like coming up with the idea, I feel like as long as they initiate the, I want to see you, let's meet up, like I'm free this time, I don't mind if I'm coming up with the idea or if they're coming up with the idea. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be like that movie scene where they're all like, I'm picking you up at this time.
Taking you for a picnic.
This is the outfit. Like,
serenading you with a guitar.
Obviously, that's every girl's dream. But like, if they're just like, oh, no, I'm free Friday and I'd love to take you out. Is there anything you wanted to do? That wouldn't put me off. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, like, let's go for drinks or let's do a meal or whatever. But what is your favourite type of first date? Like, what activity?
You see, the thing for me is I do like a bit of liquid courage.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I feel like if I'm going on a first date, I want to be able to drink because it's nerve-wracking. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there is either. My favourite type of first dates is just going out for drinks. Because I feel like you both get relaxed. You're in a bar setting, which I feel like is just
it's
like
nice
a nice
setting.
It's good to have a vibe. Because don't get me wrong, if I got asked out to a restaurant, like for a meal for a first date, I'd think, okay, wow, he's got balls, to be fair.
Yeah.
And it, like I say, because conversation with me, I feel like I can talk. But it is more serious. And like when you're sat in a restaurant, it is more quiet. So when you're in a bar, it's loud and like, even if there is a bit of silence, it doesn't even matter. And music helps. Do you not think?
Yeah, but sometimes music's too loud and then you're like screaming in their face. I don't like that bit, but I mean, I don't like eating on a first date. It's going to take me at least, unless I'm drunk and I'm eating like a kebab, it's going to take me 5 to 6 dates to eat in front of you. I don't know why, because I get so nervous that I'll overthink it and just like miss my mouth. And I just think that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm not going to like this guy that I'm dating at the minute. We went on a third date, and the third date we went for food. But I was literally like, I got pasta.
No, was it spaghetti?
Yeah.
Oh, you idiot.
I know. But I was like looking at the menu, and I was like, this is what I actually want to eat. Honestly, the whole meal. He finished his meal. I was still going for about 20 minutes. Because you know when you're like, I was trying so hard to not get a single bit of sauce on my mouth.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was literally like, I can tell you're struggling to eat that. He was like, I don't care, just eat it how you want. And I was like, no, I cannot. I was like, it's like third date territory. I can't like have spaghetti like bolognese all over.
Not yet. Let's save that for the third date.
But yeah, no, I feel like a fun activity is good.
Yeah.
I mean, junkyard golf is way overused. Let's be honest.
I've never
Oh,
done
have you
that.
never?
No.
I feel like that's maybe because I live in Manchester.
Yeah, that's probably
junkyard
it.
golf is like a go-to. So if a guy was to be like, let's go junkyard golf, I'd be like, oh, here we go again. Like, here we go again. And
I was only there last night with my other boyfriend.
No, do you serial first date? Yeah, actually, tell me about, have you been on any first dates?
Yeah, well, you see, for me, I actually don't go on that many first dates. I think because I'm maybe a bit more anxious.
Yeah.
I don't do it as much, but I do like to meet people in person and then like date them from there. That's more what I do. But I did go on a first date recently.
Tell me about it.
It was interesting.
Oh
Well, it was good. I actually met him at an event. And we got on at the event. We were, I got really drunk at this event, okay? And I was like kissing him on like a stage in front of everyone. Like I was
this
in
the event we were
yes.
both at? No.
Oh my God!
I didn't
forgot
know
you
you'd
were
been on
there.
a first date with
Yes.
them.
Yeah, let's
No.
not say the name.
No.
But But no, so I thought, do you know what? I've done the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I've kissed him on a stage in front of, like, the Love Island stars and Molly May's sister that was there. So, you know, it can't get much worse.
Exactly.
So I thought, let's go on a date. So we went on a date in Manchester. I came over here for something else, and then I thought, do you know what? I'll just meet up with him. But I booked a hotel room because I don't know why I did that. Anyway.
No, but you're travelling to Manchester, and
Yeah,
if you're going out for drinks and things, you need somewhere to stay.
Yeah,
you're not
why.
from here.
True, that is true. But anyway, so we meet up, and we go to this place, the Hilton.
Yeah, the
I think,
Hilton.
and there's like a bar upstairs, like really amazing.
Cloud 23,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah, so we went there, and I was like, this is so swanky, right? But we walk in the front doors straight away. So I've just met this guy for the first time since I've met him.
Yeah.
I walk up
And you're
to
meeting him sober.
I know.
Yeah.
So I walk up to him, give him a hug. We did the
Oh,
awkward greeting.
You did the hug,
And
okay.
then we walk in, and there's like the most beautiful woman at the front desk. And he's like, I can't remember her name, but he's like, oh, Sheila. Her name wasn't Sheila. But and he gives her a hug. And I'm like, okay, right. And then she takes us upstairs. There's another like stunning girl there. Gives her a hug. I'm like,
why do you know all these stunning girls?
yes, I know. I was like, right.
Bit of a red flag.
Do I slash his tyres? Not yet. But anyway, so we then sit down, and he tells me that he used to work there. And like he's got with loads of the girls that are there, and I'm like,
why have you brought me here?
Anyway, so then we sit down, we go to order drinks. He orders a tap water. Red flag. I mean, I get people don't drink, but it just felt a bit weird him ordering a tap water. Maybe I'm gonna get hate for that, but
So I would be a bit like, I kind of want someone to be on my level when I'm out with them.
Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Have a fizzy
At
drink.
least get a fizzy drink.
Get a bit wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we sit. I like a drink on a first date. So I have about 8 mojitos.
Oh, God, yeah. I get smashed on a first date, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm like seeing double. But I say to him, obviously, I know you're not drinking, so I will obviously pick up this bill, so don't worry. So that was a bit awkward. But I didn't mind that.
Yeah, but then the fact that he's getting water just makes that situation awkward before it's even a situation.
I know. And then he ended up paying as well, which
I think that is good.
Oh, but I felt bad because I had so many drinks. But anyway, the red flag on that date.
Go on. I'm waiting for
this. This is it. Yeah, this is the thing that made me like, I didn't see him again.
Oh, God.
He said to me, we were sat there and I was going on rambling about emotions and stuff. And he was like, I've been really upset this week. I was like, oh no, why, what's up? He was like, well, my favourite Power Ranger died.
Fuck off.
No, I'm serious. Yeah. And I was
speechless.
Like, yeah, I was like, what do I say to that?
How old are you? I just said. I mean, sorry, I didn't know you were 18.
Yeah, I think he was like in his 30s. I mean, like people can love what they want to love. I don't know.
But don't tell me on a first date you've been down because your favourite Power. It's not first date talk. It's not like I'm really trying to impress this girl.
Yeah.
Did he ever explain why I was just drinking water?
So he doesn't drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is fine.
Fair enough.
But
like you say, have a Diet Coke.
It's fine. But for me, like, I do kind of want someone that drinks just because I drink. I just feel like I've dated people who didn't drink in the past and it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I like a drink. That's what I mean. I like a drink, so you've got to like a drink. No, 100%. Well, tell you what, like, to say the difference between, we were saying, like, dating at first dates and, like, in-person first dates. So, like, I went on a date back end of last year. First date, we met on Hinge. And I haven't really, up to this point, done a Hinge date.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, but the conversation flowed. Because for me, like, pre-first date, the conversation's got to flow or I'm not even going on the date with you. Mm-hmm. So, and the only other experience of Hinge first dates I'd had, he, like, cancelled and didn't even turn up to the first date. Which I feel like that is a whole other subject we need to get into, because like how many guys bail on first dates when you're literally there ready. You've got the makeup on. I literally, that time that happened, actually I wanted to text him and be like, I'll bill you for the makeup I've got on my face, because like, what am I going to do with it now?
You should have done.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he confirmed on the day as well. Confirmed he was picking me up.
Right.
10 minutes before.
So
done.
what happened? Like, what?
I was just
what
like,
changed?
fuck you. Well, I don't know what. He just went, he was like, oh, I'm just really tired. I was
right,
like,
have a coffee.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, whatever. But no, so this one I went on the back end of last year. I'm not going to lie, like, I hold my hands up, I was late, but it wasn't actually anything to do with my control. So Ubers in Manchester that night. When I finally got in an Uber, the Uber driver said that there was like 6 events going on that night. There was like such a demand for Ubers. So I like ordered my Uber 15 minutes before I was supposed to meet him. It's only going to take me 2 minutes in Uber to get there. So I was like, I'm going to be early, going to be on time. It took me 20 minutes to get an Uber. Then when I finally got in an Uber, obviously I was in traffic. But bearing in mind, I was texting him throughout the whole of this process. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to order an Uber. It's not happening. I'll definitely try be there on time. I was going to get there early anyway, blah, blah, blah. Then I kept literally, while I was in the taxi, I'm so sorry. Or like, get me this drink, blah, blah, blah. So I was so apologetic that when I got there, I then continued to apologise for like another 10 minutes. And he literally was like making me graft for like this whole apology. He wasn't like, oh, don't worry about it. He was literally like, well, I have been sat here waiting and all this. Anyway, we continued to have a really good date. And then I was like, you know what? Second date, it actually went really well. Turn up to this second date, he purposefully was half an hour late with no communication, like nothing. He was just like, so I was like, is he even going to show up at this point? He turned up and he went, I'm not going to lie, I just wanted you to see how I felt.
Oh my God.
And I was like, red flag.
Yeah,
I was
100%.
like, I didn't mean to do it, and I'd communicated with you the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, no, absolutely not. But then, like, the guy that I'm dating at the minute, met him in person, same as you, at an event, got drunk as fuck. Ended up, like, to be fair, I was not expecting a text from him the next day. I forgot we even exchanged numbers, I'm not going to lie. I was really drunk.
Blackout.
Yeah, so we met, had a really good time at this event. He texted me the next day and I literally like replied to him being like, why are you even texting me? I showed myself up, let's be honest. But then we went on that first day, again, because we'd already met, the hug, it wasn't awkward, conversation wasn't awkward, we went straight into it.
Yeah.
Isn't it just so much better?
So much better, 100%. I mean, I know my experience was a bit dodgy with the Power Ranger, but other than that, it was all right.
Yeah.
But no, I think that guy is such a red flag. I used to have a boyfriend who would be like, oh, you're going out this weekend, well, I'm going to go out next weekend and I might cheat on you, because he would be jealous. And I just feel like that's the same vibe of like...
Yeah, like...
Well, you were like, I'm going to be just petty, like such a petty guy. So that was a lucky escape.
Yeah. What green flags do you look for on a first date? Like, on a first date, what are you going there looking for? And think if they do that, that's a tick.
For me, this is really niche.
Go on.
Take me somewhere local, like take me somewhere where you live. Do not meet me like far away, because then I think you've got a girlfriend or you're talking to another girl.
Really?
Yes.
See, I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, because sometimes you can get guys who'll be like, oh, should we like go and meet over here? That's like
you're
half an
making me
hour
think
away.
now.
And you think, why do you want to meet me so far away? That's not convenient for either of us. And that was very niche, but that's something I look for. And also just a guy that's chatty, funny, you know, and
make me laugh. If you don't make me laugh on a first date,
boring.
Yeah,
We're not.
You know what I mean?
Need
and
a bit
for
of
me,
personality.
this is a bit controversial. I don't know. I feel like people are going to be like, they have to pay. If they don't pay, they're not getting a second date.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. If a guy
mean,
doesn't pay on a first date, they're not getting a second date.
See, I don't mind going splitting it.
No.
Do you know? Oh my god.
So if it's a drinks date, for example, drinks date, I don't mind getting a couple rounds in. Like if we, I don't expect you to get rounds all night, but you've got to pay the majority. And this is why I'm saying it. Okay. I have spoke with guys in the past. I've even spoke to a guy that I've dated in the past about this topic, and every single one of them has said to me, if we want a second date with a girl, if we are into her, we're paying for it. Full stop.
Okay.
If we're making you go halves, or we're saying getting you to pay your way, we don't want to see you again. We don't. Like, we're not that bothered. We're not trying to impress you. We're not. And when I thought about it, there's been one time before in my life where it was literally like, you paying your way. We didn't do a second date. So it makes sense to me.
You've just shifted my perspective. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, well, because I was like, okay, like, you don't know how much they're making and this and that. But then again, I'm not one of these bougie girls that needs to be taken to the Ivy on a first date. Yeah. Because if you've not got the money, say, let's go for a walk, let's go for a coffee, let's go, do you know what I mean? Take me to McDonald's drive-thru. I'm actually an easy gal to please. But,
double cheeseburger, large fries.
Yeah, so again, I don't like the whole, when people are like, but what if he's not got, well, no, because he can organise a date that he could afford. So, yeah, that is my thing on that. They have to pay.
No, do you know what? I get it. And I think that's okay if you're prepared to not go somewhere bougie. That's fine. You are right.
Yeah, to be fair, from the other perspective, if I was demanding to be taken to these bougie places and then demanding him to pay, yeah, okay, I can see the other side of the argument there. But nah, again, it comes back to if he wanted to, he would. If he's wanting to impress you,
he would.
Do you know what I mean?
My favourite saying, but I mean, we've had some interesting first dates, it sounds like, but I know we've got some followers that have sent us some first date stories. I'm ready to hear the tea.
I know. This is where we tell you to get over it. No. No, so I have actually got some. Let me go first with the first
I'm excited.
Dates. Okay, first date story.
Okay. Oh,
I know.
Here we go.
Oh, so this one actually, and this relates to one of my best friends at the minute. So this girl has said she wouldn't settle for anything less because her and her current boyfriend went to Oslo for their first date. Like, he took her abroad for the first date.
Are you joking?
So now she's like, I wouldn't settle for anything less than this now. And it reminds me of my friend who got took to Brussels on a first date back in December.
Is this the friend I know?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember her saying that. It was crazy.
And I just read that and I thought, because I put out there, guys, tell me about your first dates. What do you expect and all this. I just thought that is just too bougie. That is setting the standard too high. And it also just makes me think, and I said this to my friend as well, like, what if they're a psycho?
Do you know
Why
what?
are you going abroad with them?
Yeah, let's get our mum hats on and think that's it's a bit scary, actually.
That
Bougie,
would give
scary.
me a bit of a red flag. If a guy texted me being like, oh, I want to take you to Paris for the first date, immediately I'd be like, oh my God,
I'm
wow.
gonna die.
But then I would literally be like, well, I feel like, no, I'd have to meet you first.
Because
and then go to Paris.
Imagine if you went on the date and he said, my favourite Power Rangers died, you got the ick and you stuck there.
And you stuck in Paris. So yeah, this, like, when she texted in and I was like, well, I mean, they're still together, so fair enough. I was like, just don't break up with him. And then, because I was like, I feel like you're definitely not getting that now. I feel like I'm lucky if I get offered a Nando's. I don't know about you, but some boys, especially like city boys, that, like, getting a first date out of them.
Yeah, you're not going to Oslo.
Do you know what I mean? I'm definitely not going to Oslo.
I'm
not even getting a reply back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm getting a fire emoji in my story every, like, once a month.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I really don't know. Someone else has said, okay, so this one is like a bit of a tragic first date story.
Oh, I'm
what
excited.
Would you do? Okay, so said, I went on a date with a guy who told me that it was teetotal in recovery.
Okay.
So she said, I admired him for that, for being honest with me straight up. She said, on the date, I stupidly gave him my bank card to go to the bar to get us a drink. But obviously, if they'd have been honest with it, I wouldn't have even thought that was stupid, though. I'd have done it.
I'd be scared they were going to commit fraud and steal my identity.
She says, he was gone for over 20 minutes. Over 20 minutes. I thought he had done a runner. When he came back, he was acting really strange and silly. A few days later, I checked my bank account. He'd spent over 30 quid in one transaction on my card. When I questioned him about it, he said sorry, but he was having shots at the bar.
On his own?
Yeah.
No.
So he's gone to the bar with her card and thought, well, I can't drink in front of her because I'm told her I'm in recovery, but I'm just going to
He's just shot in tequila.
I'm going to sneak a few cheeky shots in.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She said, safe to say I never saw him again.
That's good. I'm glad she didn't see him again.
Imagine
that.
What
must them bartenders have been thinking? You see, if I was working at that bar, I'd have gone over to her and been like, look, get your coat.
But the thing is, I'm too much of a psycho, because if it had been gone over 20 minutes, I'd have been up to the bar.
Yeah, where's this other girl? Who is she?
After 10 minutes, I would have been, because actually, the guy that I'm seeing now, on our first date, it was a drinks date, he went to the bar to get me a drink. And he was in full vision of me anyway, and there was a big queue at the bar, but I kept like looking over every like few minutes because I thought he's taking the mick. About 15 minutes in at this point, I look, he's still at the bar, so I'm like, okay, he's waiting. But then some like 10-10 girl comes talks to him. I mean 10-10. She's 10-10. I was there like, don't go over and be a psycho, it's a first date. Like, you can't go over and interrupt. They might just be chatting. Because I was like, to be fair, if I was at the bar and a guy came up to me and started talking, I wouldn't be rude. I'd like, do you know what I mean? I'd talk to him, but kind of make it obvious I wasn't into him. So I was like, let's watch from afar and see what he does. And to be fair to him, bless him, he turned around and was like, oh, I'm with that girl over there.
That girl.
Well, pointed at me. I don't
I'll
know.
see you after.
Yeah. Well, I was like, okay, that's a green flag.
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, I don't know why she was waiting for over 20 minutes for him.
Yeah, I guess it depends how drunk she was, because sometimes
Yeah.
when I have had, 5 mojitos in, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's
Time. There's
true.
no concept of time.
There is actually, no concept of time when you've had a few mojitos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have
Interesting.
one. Do we have time for one
Yeah.
more?
Let's do
It's
it.
It's a little dilemma. So it's related to first dates, but I want to know what we think on it.
Yeah,
'cause-
go on, hit me.
Okay, so this girl messaged me. This is what she said. So, out of the blue last year, I got a follow on Insta from this guy in Australia. We had no mutuals, so it was weird, and I honestly thought maybe he's a catfish. Anyway, I did some snooping and realised he was definitely real. He's actually from the UK, but he's over in Australia for his job. He messaged me at a time when I've not really been ready to date again, but we get on really well and talk every day. We've become good friends. Anyway, the other night he confesses his love for me and tells me he's coming home for a while back to the UK and we should go on a date because he thinks we'd be great together. This was so unexpected and I'm considering saying yes to the date, but I'm so scared in case I get attached and then he goes back to Australia and I'm left heartbroken. He said he's considering moving back here, so maybe it'd be okay, but should I go on the first date?
There's so many different
There's a lot there.
compartments to
I
take
know,
in there,
this is
because
hard to, yeah.
when you read that out, I thought half of me was like, oh, he's confessing his love, he wants to move back, and he might move back for me. So half of me was like, that's pressure on me.
Yes.
What if we meet up and I don't even like you, and you've
Yes.
come from Australia and this and that, and that's already making me think, oh my god, I owe him something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit stressful. But then the other half of me was like, you know what, this is so freaking cute. Like, he must really like her.
I know, but you see, this is my problem.
Go
When a
on.
guy is when he's so keen on me, I'm like,
You can't be too
Red
keen too
flag.
soon. Yeah.
yeah, it gives me the ick.
It does
because
give me
I
the
think
ick
that's
as
a
well.
bit too much, and it is a bit too much
It is.
pressure. But I mean, I guess go on the date and just see how it is, because you're not going to get invested on the first date. It's just what that might
Well, that's
lead
what I mean.
to.
But if he lived 20 minutes away from your hometown and rocked up in the
Yeah.
pub, you wouldn't feel any pressure. But he's come all the way
know.
from Australia, so it's not even like, oh yeah, it's just a chilled first date, because it's already not a chilled
There's
first
a lot of
date.
travel, isn't there, involved
That's what I
in
mean.
this?
He's travelled
Guys flying back and
It's
forth.
not a 2-hour flight even. He's travelled 24
Yeah.
hours. 24 hours of his life just to come and see me.
I know. Well, I mean, romantic. They could make a Nicholas Sparks film out of that.
Yeah, if they ended up together, I'd be like, yeah, make a movie. Make a movie.
Yeah, literally.
You've got such a good meet cute. But then if they don't, because then it's like as well, like, I don't know, just from past, like, would he be like throwing it in her face? I travelled all this way to see you.
Yeah.
And then
and you don't know if you're going to like him. Like, you just have no idea.
you have no idea. And as much as you can text or voice note someone before a date, you have no idea whether you're going to like them until you meet in person. You get each other's vibe. Like, that's what it's like when you see all these, like, catfish relationships and all that, and then, like, they meet up for the first time and they're like, oh, actually, no. Because you've got to see someone in person. So, I mean, good luck to her.
Yeah.
I actually want it to happen.
Would you go on the date? Would you do it just see how it goes?
Well, I wouldn't let the guy come over if
Yeah.
I wasn't vibing him and wanted to see him as well. Obviously, I'd make it. I would make it very clear you're not coming over for me, and I
Yeah.
don't want that to ever be thrown in my face. But if
Yeah.
you're coming over, yes, I would meet up with you. So I would go on the date, but I'd want to establish the boundary of, like, don't just fly to the UK for me, because that's too much pressure for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he came over and we're seeing family and this and that, and we saw each other and we liked each other, I'd be like, okay, move.
Yeah.
Move back now, I like you.
Cutting up his passport.
Literally. But yeah, first dates.
First date.
Can't live with them. Can't live without them. But yeah, here's to getting over it. I'm so excited for the other episodes.
Me too. I mean, I hope everyone's enjoyed that. I hope we helped in some way or just made you feel a bit more normal.
Yeah. I feel like this podcast is going to make girls just feel a lot more normal, because we overthink a lot.
Yeah. And I feel like we are a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, we just make people feel better about what they've done because we've done
exactly.
worse.
Oh, we've done 10 times worse.
And if we haven't, follow us all right in that have.
Yeah, make sure you've got us on our socials as well.
Yeah, make
Getting
sure
Over It Pod on Instagram and TikTok. We've also got a YouTube channel so you can watch this lovely podcast as well. But make sure you tune into next week because we're really letting it all out next week. Next week we're Getting Over It Heartbreak Edition.
Yeah, bring the tissues because
we're bringing the tissues and the wine.
Yeah, a bit of both. But
yeah, I've been Lucy.
And I've been Ellie, and it's been lovely.
And yeah, we'll see you all soon.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.